Hi scholars, I'm Miss Gardea from Trivium Virtual Athenaeum, and today I'm going to read you a story. This story is a Chinese folk tale. Do you know what a folk tale is? I'm sure some of you do, but just in case you don't, a folk tale is a story that's been passed down through a community for generations, and they were usually used to teach some kind of moral lesson. The story I'm going to be reading you today is called The Magic Paintbrush. Once upon a time, there was a boy called Ma Liang. He was very poor, but loved to paint and dreamed of being a famous painter. One night, he dreamed that an old man gave him a magic paintbrush and asked him to use it to help people. When he woke up, he found the magic paintbrush in his desk. As Ma Liang began to use the brush, he watched as his creations came to life. Ma Liang was very kind and began using his magic paintbrush to help others. When he saw that the people in his village had no water to use in the fields, he drew a river and the river came to life. When he saw it was difficult for people to till the lands, he drew a cow and the cow came to life. People could use the cow to till the lands very easily. When he saw people in his village struggling to feed their families, he would draw them more food to eat. Soon the story of the magic paintbrush spread. When a greedy man who was unkind to the other villagers heard about the paintbrush's magic, he decided to steal the brush in order to paint gold for himself. So he sent some people to Ma Liang's home and took the magic paintbrush for himself. But when the greedy man tried to use the magic paintbrush, his paintings did not become real. He was very angry and brought Ma Liang before him, ordering him to paint whatever he wanted. "I want a golden mountain. I will go there to gather gold," said the man. But Ma Liang knew the man was greedy and unkind. He did not think it would be right to use the paintbrush's magic to give him what he wanted. That's when Ma Liang got an idea. He drew a sea first, with the golden mountain far in the distance. The man was angry and said, "Why did you draw a sea? Draw a big ship quickly. I want to go there to gather gold." Ma Liang smiled quietly and painted a big ship. The man jumped into the ship and started sailing towards the golden mountain. The boy painted a strong gust of wind that pushed the greedy man's boat far out to sea, never to return to the village. After that, Ma Liang lived with his family happily and kept on helping the people of his village with his magic paintbrush. I hope you guys liked that story. Did you think at all about what kind of lesson it might be trying to teach? When I think about this story, I think about some of our Greatheart's virtues. To me, Ma Liang shows citizenship and integrity. Even though he was poor himself, when he got a magic paintbrush, his first thought was to help the other people in his village, whereas the greedy man just wanted to help himself. I also think this folktale tells an important lesson about using your talents and sharing them with others to help people around you. Especially right now when things out there can seem a little bit scary, it might be helpful to think, what talents do you have that you could share with people around you to brighten up their day? I actually have something that I would like to share with you today. We may not have a magic paintbrush, but I think we might be able to make some magic paint. Alright scholars, for this project we are going to be making some DIY Puffy Paint Sidewalk chalk paint, using things that you probably already have in your kitchen. Here's what you'll need. A 1/4 cup of flour, a 1/4 cup of water, some dish soap, and some food coloring. Now, if you don't have measuring cups at home for your flour and water, that's okay. As long as your flour and water, you have about equal parts that you're going to combine, this project will still work. If you have a paintbrush at home and want to use that to paint your sidewalk chalk paint onto your sidewalk outside, you can just combine all of your ingredients in your cup and then use your paintbrush. That's one option. But if you don't have a paintbrush, that's totally okay. we can grab a plastic baggie and mix our ingredients inside our bag, and then we'll be able to pipe it out almost like icing onto our sidewalk, going the more puff paint route. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to use the baggie. So I'm going to combine my ingredients right in here. So first I'm pouring in that 1/4 cup of flour, the 1/4 cup of water, a squeeze of dish soap, and food coloring. I'm going to use purple because that's my favorite color. I'm just going to put a couple of drops right in there. Now I'm going to make sure that this is closed tightly before I start mixing. And then I'm just going to use my hands to mix it up in this bag. Now don't worry, Mom and Dad, what makes this project magic paint is that it'll come right off with water, just like sidewalk chalk. You can see it's getting all combined. I still have a few flour bits. I'm gonna shake it together a little bit more. Looks like it's just about ready. I think that looks pretty good. Now I've already made some other colors as well, so you could repeat this recipe a few different times, even as many colors as food coloring you have, and make several different paint colors. Now, if you did your project inside the baggies like these, when you go outside, in order to pipe it out, just have a grown-up help you cut off just the very corner of your baggie, and that will allow you to pipe it out just like icing. Let's head outside.